One major event during the German unification was the Franco-Prussian War. In this video, we will cover the cause of the war, what exactly happened during the war, and the outcome of the war. Starting off with the causes, everything started with Prince Leopold of Hohenzollern coming into power in Spain. He was from a German state, which meant that Germany would have more power in Spain. France, of course, was not happy with this, as it was threatened by German presence in both Spain and Prussia, two countries that surrounded it. So, Napoleon met with Prussia, but both sides refused each other's demands. After the meeting, to add to the tensions, Otto von Bismarck of Prussia released a revised telegram of what had happened during the meeting, changing what the French had said to what Prussia wanted. This was called the Ems telegram, and it was too much of an insult to the French. So, on July 19th, 1870, Napoleon III of France declared war on Prussia.
France was a formidable opponent with a largely professional army. Helmuth von Moltke provided Prussia with superior leadership against French forces. This, paired with Prussia's use of the railways to move troops and supplies, meant that Prussia could use its full force against the French army.
In the Battle of Wissembourg on August 4th, 1870, Prussia won their first victory, which opened the way for further advances into France. Over the course of the war, France would suffer a horrible series of defeats until Emperor Napoleon met the Prussians at the Battle of Sedan. Napoleon suffered a humiliating defeat at this battle and was forced to surrender. This resulted in France creating a new republic government and the French army disbanding. Prussia then easily took the fortresses of Metz and Strasbourg, which are in France, and soon laid siege to Paris. A series of events after ultimately resulted in France signing the Treaty of Frankfurt with a newly created Prussian-dominated German Empire to end the war.
The Franco-Prussian War, as stated earlier, officially ended when both sides agreed to the Treaty of Frankfurt. The treaty had three key provisions. First, Germany was allowed to occupy parts of France until France paid money back to the empire. Second, Germany permanently occupied new territory in France, which allowed them to expand their power inland. But finally, the French were forced to recognize the new German Empire. The most prominent effect, however, of the war was the German unification. The unification of Germany ended the French hegemony as French just lost the war and gave more power to Germany. Thank you.